Technique 1, ducking. I want this bassy synth to be quieter every time the kick hits. And to do that, I don't have to automate the level of the synth. I can just use ducking. On the synth, add a compressor, then set up a sidechain, activate it, add a source, and choose the kick. And by adjusting the compressor settings, you can change how the ducking sounds. You definitely want to switch to manual makeup gain so you can turn it all the way down, because the whole point is to reduce the gain, so you don't want to bring it back up. The ratio can just be turned up, or you can set it to high. And you can play around with threshold, attack, and release. You'll usually want a quick attack, so it compresses as soon as the kick triggers the compressor. The release determines how fast the synth is going to go back to its original level. And if you lower the threshold, you can get that pumping effect. So let's hear the difference. Another example could be ducking the delay return of a vocal. So this is without any ducking. You're going to hear the delay being kind of in the way of the lead vocal, which is not always what you want.
Falling deeply, shake these
In this case, you insert the compressor on the effects track that has the delay on it, and the vocal goes into the sidechain. So now as long as the vocal is going, the delay is going to get ducked, and when the vocal stops, the delay is going to come back up again. And that's a good way to clean it up a little bit. Let's go from completely ducked to still audible, but in the background.
Falling deeply, shake these feelings. Falling deeply, shake these feelings. Falling deeply, shake these feelings.
So ducking can be very subtle for mixing purposes, but you can also make it a very audible effect, like with the pumping synth that we had. Technique 2, also a form of ducking, but only with certain frequencies, which is also called dynamic EQ. But I want to show a specific application of this for people who record songs to downloaded beats or instrumentals that are usually 2 tracks, and those make it really hard to mix your vocals into. But this is a quick fix for that. So I have this instrumental and a vocal.
Can I skate down your wayward?
And for this technique, we're going to carve out room for the vocal in the instrumental. So on the instrumental track, you insert an EQ plugin that can do dynamic EQing. I'm going to use frequency. And you want to look for the frequencies that give your vocal the most presence, which can be different for different vocals, but you can look anywhere from 2 to 5K. Pull that down slightly. Then I'm going to add the vocal track as a sidechain input. Double click on this, make it a dynamic EQ, and then choose that sidechain. So now it's only going to pull those frequencies down when we're hearing the vocal. And I'm also going to have it affect only the middle of the instrumental, not the sides, because the lead vocal only needs room in the center of the track. Let's have a listen.
I need a break from this place, word. Phone up, skit, can I skate down your way, word? Soul intense was the spliff they gave, they lace, word. Why am I still out here chasing down these J's?
Technique 3. Pitch bending individual notes in a chord using MPE. So I have these chords. And then go into note expression, choose tuning, and I set the range to an octave up and down. My bottle. Continuity. So then I click these two so I can double click a note to edit the note expression, and this one to show it in this editor. Double click. And now with the draw tool, I can draw the pitch curve. And here in the corner, you can see the semitones. If you're an Ableton user, I know, But yeah, that's about it. And technique 4, gated reverb, which I'm going to show you with a snare sound. So send the snare to an effects channel with a big reverb on it. Next, put a gate on the reverb. But you can hear it's kind of weird at the tail of it. So to control the effect a bit better, I'm not going to have the gate react to the reverb, but I'm going to sidechain the actual snare to the gate. So the gate reacts to the snare and not to the reverb. And then you can play with the settings to get the exact sound you want. So I hope that helped. This project is available on my Patreon if you want to check that out, and have fun making music. Bye!